always had stories about the city life and the crazy nights. Figure I should probably give it a try. Maybe check it out, see what it's all about. But the traffic was fast and the money was slow. The people I met you never get to know. I kinda miss this place I used to live back home. Cause up here it's breakneck, paycheck, rat race, what's next? I'm tired of feeling like a small fish in a big pond. I think I'll go back where I came from, where everybody knows my name. My friends are still the same. I guess the slow life hit me just right, like a bonfire on a cold night. Hell, and you can keep your 9 to 5. Happy with the simple life. Yeah, I ain't here to try to change your mind, trying to save your time. In case you're thinking about breaking out the bucket list, girl, you can skip this funny business. Cause up there it's complicated and overrated. Down here everything is understated. That's alright by me. I got everything that I need, but there is breakneck, paycheck, rat race, what's next? I'm tired of feeling like a small fish in a big pond. I think I'll go back where I came from, where everybody knows my name. All my friends are still the same. I guess the slow life hit me just right, like a bonfire on a cold night. Yeah, you can keep your 9 to 5, cause I'm happy with the simple life. Tired of feeling like a small fish in a big pond. I think I'll go back where I came from, where everybody knew my name, and all my friends are still the same. I guess the slow life hit me just right, like a bonfire on a cold night. Hell, you can keep your 9 to 5, cause I'm happy with the simple life. Oh Lord, you can keep your 9 to 5.
Hello and welcome to Cutter Farms. How is everyone doing this fine Tuesday night? We are getting set up here. We're a minute or two early here, I guess. Nope, right on time. We're going to be getting going here. I have been taking a look at a few of the issues we've had with the map so far, and sending stuff over to MB Farms as we find issues. He's working on stuff, but it sounds like the update to the map is going to require a restart, so I'm kind of been having mixed feelings about continuing on with certain series, waiting for the update, how much work we're going to have to reset things. So that's a little bit of what's been going on behind the scenes, but we're going to get back into videos here soon. Hopefully record one tonight or tomorrow morning. We'll see how it goes. But we've been dealing with a bunch of crazy stuff in real life right now. So we're getting into it, though, tonight on the multiplayer server. So I am excited to be here. We've got all kinds of people in chat already. Holy buckets. Clayton Tech, welcome to the stream. Good to see the members in stream. Nagi, good to see you, man. Living on a player, good to see ya. We've got the big dairy farm going on here on Westby, Wisconsin. If I pop open the map here, We have, I believe, completely filled out the farm here. Let me go see. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got all 8 farm slots filled up on the server here. You can see most people have got 2, 3 plots purchased at this point, so we're in full swing on the multiplayer server. People have been grouping up and helping each other out, which is awesome to see. We've expanded the number of slots on this server to handle all the people who have been interested out of the members group there. So glad to be on here playing. And somebody was asking about what song I was playing during the intro. That's a song by Bo the Drifter called Simpler Life. It's an Epidemic song, so you can find it on Epidemic Sound or on YouTube. If you look at Epidemic Country, I believe, has a bunch of their country songs on the YouTube channel. So if you're looking for that, that's where you're going to find it. So let's get started here. Since last live stream, I've actually been on the multiplayer server a few times hanging out with folks and playing. And we've managed to cut all the rest of our grass, get it tedded, get it raked, etc. And I've realized we don't have anywhere to store loose hay on the farm, and we don't really have anywhere to store bales or a bale storage unit of any kind. Storing loose bales on multiplayer has always tended to be kind of a disaster in my experience, so we're going to sort that out. Most farms have a built-in bale storage on this map, just not the farm I happen to choose. And so we're in kind of a bind right now because we can't make any money on our cows because the barns on this particular farm are bugged. All the other dairy farms on the map work except for this one. So that's my standard luck here. And we'll be figuring that out. And so I figured, well, while we're waiting for that update to come, we could just continue to do silage and make money on silage. And so last live stream, if you remember, we put a ton of silage in the bunks. And I think the silage bunks are bugged on this farm too. So we're going to come over here and check this out. We sealed this one off in August in the last live stream. And we're still at 0% fermented. So I passed that one on to MB Farms as well. He's going to take a look at that and see about getting that patched up. So we're in a bit of a bind right now on this farm. We might try and put some cows in this other type of barn here and see if maybe this barn is working. We'll get around to that in a little bit here. I'm going to go ahead and start picking up the rest of the hay that I can get into this other trailer. Then we'll have hay filled up at least in the 2 wagons here. And then we're going to seed some of our fields with some winter wheat, I think. It's October here, and we can plant our wheat and then harvest it here in May and get our corn planted for forage harvesting there as well later on. So lots of opportunities for silage on this map. And Clayton, that's a great question. How do you get the feed out of the stave silos? I'll jump on over here to another farm. I think we've actually got a number of people on the map right now. And so I'm going to jump over here. I believe this is Tom's farm here. And so these stave silos, if you put the blower right here underneath, you can fill the stave silos up with the product. But then to get it back out, actually, I don't know where you get it out on this particular farm. The other farm, I know where the output is. Let me see here. I don't know if I have the rights to Tom's farm to open things up. We'll bounce over there. I'm the one person on the server who can switch farms. So we're going to jump over here and see if I can open these barn doors over here. I think the output... Where is the output for this one? Is it right in here, maybe? I think it's right here. So I think if you move the feed wagon under this, you're going to be able to get the crops out of those stave silos. I'm not sure. Maybe it's right over here. There you go. Here's your, you've got the exit points. And so I think it's either on this side or in the middle section here somewhere. this is one of the otter barns. I know that the bales that go up into the hayloft are supposed to come out of this door right here. And then on the other farms, it's actually a lot easier. If we jump over to, say, this farm here, I'm looking for a good spot to jump. I think this has the other style barn, where the stave silos, yeah, this has the other style. And so you blow into here for these two, and then the outputs are right here on the back side of these silos. If you drive a cart through here, there's no pipe, but if you stop right here, this is where the unload zone is for these other stave silos. And then this one here is where you unload for the bales that you load up into there. So if you load bales, I think the bale loading is on the front side of this, you're going to be able to get all of your stuff out of there from the front. Oh my goodness, Sutley with the super chat there. Appreciate you, sir. Hopefully, I don't want to open this up, but if you click here, it'll open up the hayloft and you can load bales up. And then this is where you'll get the loose product for the bales that you unload. So it's pretty cool. So let's see here. We're gonna jump in here and pick up some grass, try and catch up on chat. Miles, your cousins live in Westby, Wisconsin. Very nice. It's a nice area over there. I haven't been specifically through Westby. I was near there and didn't manage to make it quite over there to check out Westby last time I went through. So we're doing good. Argsy, good to see you, man. How you doing? Hopefully well, sir. Are there robot feeders on this map? I don't think any of the built-in farms have robot feeders installed on them. There's a number of different barns and stuff over there, but with different mechanics and stuff. But I think that they all require manual feeding still. Hey, Nagi, how's it going? Goodness. So we're almost full here. We've got what, 50% in one round on this little spot. Let me see about adjusting my volume a little bit here. This tractor that I've been using is slightly undersized for all of the hills on this map. I think we're going to need to upgrade this as soon as we get an opportunity. We don't have a whole lot of money at the moment, though. And so we're kind of holding on to it, waiting until we can get the proceeds going for our cows and such and make a little bit of money, buy some more equipment. Yet Nagi is, that's his first purchase on the map, is the F450 mod that we've got installed here from Northwest Mods and Edits. Great truck. And I'm not even a Ford guy. So, this is going to be a quick job since I have nowhere to put this hay. And we're going to be jumping over to the store and spending what money we have to buy a seeder. Dennis Farms released his John Deere 455 seeder, I believe. Here recently, we put that on the server here to give us kind of a, I'll say, a medium-sized seeder. Should work out well for the map here. I keep saying seeder. You know, really, I'd probably call it a drill. And we're going to just be grabbing one of those. I think it's going to pull great behind the 8960 here. In fact, that's what I did for a thumbnail, because that's where I was kind of leaning when I was setting up for tonight. Dawson Gaming, the multiplayer server is set up for channel members. So if you join as a member of the channel, then you're able to get access to both a special area of the Discord server as well as access to the multiplayer server. As far as the multiplayer server, the mod list is provided with the server, obviously. For my single-player Let's Play, I haven't put a mod list together yet, but it's pretty short. I got most of my mods from, I think I'm running the whole map off of like five modders worth of mods that aren't on the in-game mod hub. So it's a pretty short list compared to a lot of times when I set up for a Let's Play. I've got so many mods from so many places that I never really feel like making a mod list. But for the single player game, I'll try and put together a mod list next time I jump on. Yeah, RXZ, I've had a couple of incidences with the kids needing to pick them up from school, or they missed school recently. It's always a little bit of a hassle. But for me, it's not as big of a deal. It's nice to be able to work from home and have a little bit of flexibility. So we're going to go ahead and run this up to the store. I did make a small change since last stream. I forgot that this mod had a US setting for adding the flashers and stuff to it, so we went ahead and did that. And just give it that extra little flare here. It's looking good. Do I need the same mods as everyone else on the multiplayer server? I do run the same mods, so I've moved most of my single player mods onto the multiplayer server. I think I've got everything on here except for some of the, I'll say, quality of life mods that I use, like store deliveries or power tools, so I can easily get into flight mode and stuff. Looks like we've got Tom here harvesting his, what's that, soybeans most likely. Nice. We've got a, is this the Traction King case here? Loving it. Somebody out doing some plowing here recently. I think a lot of people are going to be plowing together some of their fields here, making a little bit better fields for bigger farming. Well, there you go, RXZ. Self-employment. That's the dream, except when it's not. But I definitely feel you there, sir. It looks like we've got quite the collection of equipment up here at the store. Lots of people buying stuff, not so much hauling it back up to their farms just yet. Yeah, Toby, we were working on reorganizing the farm. Pardon me. I was actually planning on selling one of the sheds to put up some storage for loose material or something, and I wasn't quite sure where I was going to put it, so I put everything in that cold storage, or the lean-to there, the open-faced sheds, and then I decided, well, I should probably move it into real sheds here eventually. So we're going to get this John Deere drill. Oh, we don't have money. Hang on. Let's go see if the banker's still talking to us. I don't know. I had a significant loan at one point. I don't... Oh, no! Okay, we didn't spend his money. We switched farms, folks. I'm like, I thought I was in debt. I don't understand where all this money came from. Let's join our farm before we start buying equipment. I'm sure Tom would appreciate if I didn't spend all of his money. There we go. That'll be better. Let's take out a loan of our own money. There, see, 690K in debt. That sounds a little bit better. That was close. And we're gonna go ahead and pick up a cedar here. And buy. This is only saying it requires 125 horse. I don't know what this tractor is rated at, but it's got to be more than 125, right? Yeah. Maybe there was some sarcasm there and I missed it. We don't have that many tractors on our farm right now. We've got this and that little Kloss tractor, so I figure between the two, I'd rather pull it with this right now. There we go. Now, I think there's a bulk fill. I haven't done much with the bulk fill points on the map here. We're going to run Legendary over here. We're going to head on over, I think it's next door here, and see if we can bulk fill this drill up with some seed and some liquid fertilizer. If not, I may be running right back down here to buy some pallets. Noggy's the guilty party on the equipment here, it sounds like. Alright, we've got Cherokee feeds here. So I see... Whoops, don't hit the gas. That was close. Alright, let's see here. I was trying to look in between the door there, and we almost crashed into the gas pumps. My goodness. Yeah, I'm slightly medicated today. I've been continuing to deal with just a nasty head and chest cold for months and months now. I don't know what's going on. I just can't kick it. And so, not quite on top of my game. That's a very odd door. Why is it rolling up? Or not sealing the door and the garage door don't line up. Interesting, interesting. I think I'm going to be able to fill seed in here. Now, I don't know what this thing is to my side. This looks almost like a sell point. I don't think I'm going to fit in there. Not with the garage doors being off. Oh, maybe. I hear the sounds of something filling, but it's most definitely not. Alright, covers are open. No filling happening here. Wait, what was that? Did I see a fill? I think it might be that thing outside, and I'm just confused. Nope, refuel. Oh, hey, I'm fueling up my gas. All the way from the fuel pump over there? That's not good. That's a feed store? Oh my goodness. I thought this was the bulk fill point. Well, this isn't going to do it. We're going to have to head back. I don't know if there is a bulk fill point then. Let's try this real quick just to see. But this is what I thought was the feed point. I thought that you'd get the bulk feed over here. Let's see. Let's look at the map. We've got bales, co-op, corn dryer. Yeah, I don't see anything over there. It's up here. That's where our bulk fill is. I remember now. It's been a while. All right, we're heading up there. We'll take a road trip. It's been a while since we drove around on this map, so we'll take the slowest tractor we got and drive all the way up to the other side of the map here, because we can't afford anything else to haul it around. Cam, if you're going to a pre-built farm and there's no buildings there, you have not unzipped the buildings zip file that comes alongside the map correctly. You need to download the buildings and unzip that file and place them in your mod directory. So when I played this map in FS19, this farm that's coming up here on the right was the farm that we played on. Wow, we sit pretty high up here in the tractor. Interesting. But yeah, this was the farm that I ran in FS19. I love this farm. It's significantly different now in 22. It's probably actually more my style in 22 since it's a big arable farm. It's got the big silo system. But I thought we'd try a different area of the map here for multiplayer. And turns out we picked the one broken farm on the map. So we'll have to wait for the update here to actually start making some good money. Toby farmed on the left side over here in 19. Nice. Miles, this map is not available on console. This is a PC only map. We're pulling hard up this hill. I would have thought the 300 horsepower here would have been good for this. That's a nice little field tucked away there. Tech, we are using the 455. The John Deere 455. This was released by Dennis Farms on his website here not too long ago. It's got a liquid fertilizer tank as well as the big seed boxes on it. So I'm not sure how long the liquid fertilizer is going to last with just the little tank on the seeder, though. I would normally probably run this with a tractor that's got some tanks on it as well. Billy, as far as I know, the only broken farm on this map, which is Westby, Wisconsin 4X, is the big dairy operation, which, since we're on multiplayer, that's the one I thought would be a great farm to run as the server host for live streams and stuff. But unfortunately, we've run into a few problems with it. MB Farms is aware of the issues, though, and is working to get them resolved. I'm liking the changes to this road. It's a little bit bumpier than it was before. I like having the little bumps and jostles on it as we head on down here. If we bring up the map, we're headed up to all those little blue dots in the northwest section here. So we're almost there. It's a 4X map, so it does take a little bit to get around. But the way that it's laid out, I actually really like the layout of this map because it's pretty easy to get everywhere from that kind of center spot of the store. And so we're going to work our way up there. Billy, we did do some sorghum harvest. We did a little bit in the single player Let's Play. I chopped that, or I guess I used a sickle and put it through the chopper and turned that into chaff. And then we'll probably be doing the same on this map. We might put some sorghum in once we get into the appropriate season, just for making some more silage out of it. If you harvest it, you should be able to put it in the bin. If you use a forage harvester to turn it into chaff, you need to put it into a one of the staves, because it'll be chaff, or silage bunk. Hey, it's Wes Henry. Welcome to the stream. Always good to see you, sir. Bump this thing back up to 4th now that we're up that stupid hill. I've only used silage for sorghum on the other save. Where are we and where are we going? I think this is still our road. It just jigs a little bit here. This is the only road in the map with traffic, is this main 2-lane road, I believe. Does the double cropping work? Yeah, it should work. The seasons were extended a bit on here so that you can double crop certain crops. So soybeans has a nice long planting cycle, as does it has a nice long harvest cycle. So technically you can harvest it a bit later. And so our plan is to actually plant some wheat, and then we're going to double crop into some corn a little bit later in the Let's Play here, I guess we'll call this. We're going to be playing this map multiplayer on the live stream, so my hope is to continue to get to do at least one, if not two, live streams on this map with the members on multiplayer every week. We'll kind of have to figure out which days the second live stream is on. I can almost always stream on Tuesdays, but the other day that I stream will kind of float around. You know, Friday nights works good. Sometimes, you know, Saturday or Sunday afternoons might be the other stream. We'll have to see. So let's see here. Oh, I'm going the wrong spot. That's the sell point. Let's not go up there. Let's instead go down here and get to the co-op here where we can buy some bulk products. Now, I love the driveway on here. I haven't actually driven up here with a piece of equipment. I only did flyovers of the back side of the map here. But I love the twisty, windy road up the hill here. The blowers for the stave silos are from, is it JCF that did the silos, or JCL? I can't actually remember. There's so many acronym modders out there. If I come in here and look, I should be able to tell you real quick. It's the animals, cows, JMF's Tie Stall Barn. I believe he's also released the blower alongside those barns. So if you look at his itch.io page, you should be able to find the blower. JMF modding. So we're up here. We're looking for the bulk. I'm guessing this is going to be seed here. Let's see. We'll find out rather quickly, I suspect. I'm going to turn this on. We're going to open the covers. I'm not getting a seed fill here. Let's, I'm going to try over here. I don't know how big these zones are and how lined up I'm going to have to be. Oh my goodness. We're stuck. I suppose that would have to register as a crash counter. We did actually get the crash counter set up today too. So let me back up to this and see what happens. Maybe it's just that the trigger's in the back, not the front. I'm not seeing any trigger here. Let me hop out here and take a look at... Nope. Well, I don't know. I know the liquid point is over here, so we can definitely fill that up real quick. What do we got here? I'm not sure, folks. I would have expected to be able to fill here. I'm going to try and back up to it, maybe. I do see an open next cover. I'm not sure what that's about. So I guess we'll swing back around and try and fill in that other point again. It might just be a problem with this particular seeder not wanting to fill from the bulk fill. And if that's the case, we'll go get some pallets. Because I'm definitely not getting a refill anywhere on any of this stuff here. So we'll just go get some pallets and go from there. Not a huge surprise. Try tagging the seed tank from the map and confirm you're in the right spot. We can definitely do that. Oh, there we go. Lime station, solid fertilizer. Oh, this is the seed over here. Well, we'll try this one more time. I don't see a refill. Just trying to move it into different orientations here. No, I don't see it. So we're gonna go ahead and go back up to the store here. Maybe we'll take a slightly different path back up there. Do a little bit of sightseeing. Press F. F is definitely not the refill key. Try unfolding the drill. We can give it a shot. I've never had to unfold this thing in the past to refill it though, but we'll back this up to it. Nope, I have no idea what's going on. That's alright, we'll get some pallets. I don't think we should have to buy it. It's the co-op here. So, the fill points are there. I think it's just that this is maybe not handling the bulk fill point. That's alright. It's always something when you grab a new mod on a map that you haven't played with a mechanic before. It's always something, folks. We're not running manual attach on the multiplayer server anymore because we've had a few issues with that as well. Manual attach would have been something that would prevent me from loading, I think, if I didn't have it attached right. Brian, there's quite a few farms on the map. They've all got some level of bins, I believe, but there are some farms that are more geared towards arable crops than others, but they all do have animal buildings on them. So it's just kind of up to you whether or not you want to use the animal bins or animal pens or not. But there are a few extra farm slots, or I shouldn't say farms. There's some spots on the map where there's a cold storage building and some bins that don't have any other farm buildings, and so those work out pretty well if you're just interested in getting started on farming some ground and you don't want to deal with all the hassles of having animal buildings and, you know, honestly a bigger farmyard in general. In fact, we'll hang left here at this road, and we'll go down the main road and head back up to the store, and I'll show off one of those bin sites. We're gonna keep trucking here. Hopefully no cars are coming. Oh my goodness, that was close. Oh no, oh no, oh no. We almost had an accident there, folks. Almost. Oh, goodness. So if we keep going right up this road here, I believe on the left past these trees, I think is a one of those bin sites, if I'm not mistaken. Is there anhydrous? I don't think they put anhydrous on this map. There's not a lot of good anhydrous mods out yet, so I'm not too surprised that a lot of modders aren't, you know, wasting their time putting it on until we get some better mods for it. It's a super easy add to put anhydrous on a map, so that's not a huge deal. Oh no, Ryan, your wife hit her first deer. I've had a few incidences with deer over the years myself. We've got a ton of them in this area. So this would be one of those spots on the map I was referring to that has a cold storage building and a grain dryer and a few bins, but no other farm buildings. So if you're just looking to get into arable farming, this would be a great spot, honestly, to kind of set up. If I was playing, you know, kind of on my own on a multiplayer server or something, this would probably be the spot that I'd want to set up. Just because I never actually like having the big farmyard setups. I like keeping it simple, and it comes with, if I'm not mistaken, this 104, 103 plot of land, and so you get a few bins here. So if we hop out, actually, and run over here, I think we're going to see that these bins are owned by... I can't actually see that. Old Red. So he does own this farm site down here, but he's got the option to have some bins and a... corn dryer up here as well. We've hit that point where every farm on the server is taken up, so we've got extra farm sites that people can buy up and use the land around them right now. And these are some pretty cool little fields up here. There's some of the flatter fields on the map, I'll say. I better get over here in my lane before this van takes me out. We're rubbing the guard railing here a little bit. And it looks like we've got somebody going in the distance there. That's probably Tom on his farm here as well. Harvesting, I think we passed that on the way over. So that would be the... Oh, I'm in the trees. Zoom in here. That farm in the distance there would probably be the other big arable farm that I would call out. There's technically a cow pasture and a cow barn on that farm, but it's set up well for arable farming. There's at least one other bin site with a shed somewhere else on the map as well. I forget where it is off the top of my head. But as for me, Lobson, my favorite part of the map is really just the rolling hills aspect of it. I love that everywhere on this map there's so much variation in terrain here. And so I'm really loving farming on some of these fields like this that we're driving next to now. It's just awesome. Oh, goodness. We're going to be hacking quite a bit this evening, unfortunately, folks. We've got quite the tickle in the throat. Now, this entrance here is technically a field entrance for this cornfield that's on our side. But as many of you will probably like to do, you can kind of take a shortcut and squeeze in between the trees here, and you end up right in the store yard. So it doesn't save you a lot of time, but it can save you from having to kind of go all the way around the block if you're not interested in driving that far. And we're going to use this opportunity to get a big pallet of seeds as well as some liquid fertilizer here. So I think that's going to be over on this side. I'm kind of tempted. I wish I knew how big the tanks were in this thing. We're going to get the smaller one just because I don't know right now how big the tanks are. And let's go find the seed and fertilizer, and we're going to see what's going on. Yeah, Toby, I know a lot of folks that are just plowing those contours together the first chance they get. All right, this is a little bit too much of a mess, so I think we've got the lumberjack mod installed for cleaning stuff up here on multiplayer. We're going to take advantage of that to pull these out away from all of this. 3.5 pallets of seed and 1 pallet of fert into the drill. Good to know, good to know. So let's get that going. Looks like it's gonna auto load some stuff up for us. I wonder if I can hold this up there and get it. Nope, that's all right. We'll just drop it off and see what happens. So we're filling the liquid fertilizer, no problems. And that looks like it's going to be a perfect 2,000. I like when things work out. And then we're filling the seed, no problem. So that's going to be there. Let's see. I think, is this seed a little bit more? This is a little bit more. So we'll buy 2 of these. And oh, you can't buy things when you don't have money. This shows how much I read the messages in the store when I'm doing things. I'm just like clicking around. We're not paying any attention whatsoever. This is, I always have to double check when I'm reporting bugs to someone like MB Farms that I'm not just doing something dumb and not paying attention. I can't throw with Lumberjack. That's one thing I do miss from the super strength mods. Being able to chuck a pallet of seeds. Now, we did talk about, and I guess I should do it. I was planning on being able to make money on my farm at some point, but unfortunately, I can't actually make any money without being able to do any silage or any cows on my large dairy farm right now. And what I committed to people was that I was going to buy a forklift for the shop here. So let's see what a forklift is going to cost us. I think I want to do the electric one and put an electric charger out there. Well, so let's we'll take the hit on this. We'll I gotta borrow some money though. We're gonna be super in debt now. Was it 88? I think I needed 55. All right, so we're gonna buy the electric forklift because my farm is set up with contract rights for everybody's farm. And then we're going to put down an electric charge station, which I think is this doohickey. Now, I've got the mod on here that lets us put things wherever, which is proving to be pretty handy on multiplayer. And I think what we're going to do is put the charging station right here around the back corner. So everybody on the server that wants to be able to use a forklift and have access to that will be able to do that right here. And so I'm just going to park this right over by the electric charger so that everybody sees it, hopefully, when they grab the forklift. And we'll be good to go. Boom. Perfect. I'm loving it. So let's go ahead and see if we can get turned around here and head back on up to our farm. Jackknife this drill while we're at it. Legendary, naming the forklift Zippy. There you go. And we're off. I'm loving it. I didn't even look which way the traffic was coming or anything. We're just jumping out here like a boss. Yeah, I love this tractor. It's a big tractor, you know, for the time period that most of the equipment I'm using is coming from. But it's got that old feel for it still. Yeah, I love the game sounds in general in 22. Lots of good polish here. Miles, no, I do not live in Wisconsin. I was born in Minnesota, but I didn't live there long. I moved before I was 1. My dad was in the Army, so we did a lot of moving around. And then I ended up in Michigan here later in my life. I farmed in Minnesota for a number of years when I was a teenager, young adult. And then I moved to Michigan, and I've been here for quite a while. So whenever I go home, I drive from Michigan to Minnesota, and I usually go through Chicago and up through Wisconsin. So I've gone through a lot of areas in Wisconsin quite a few times, but Don't live there. Never lived there. I have a niece that lives there, up near Saint Clair, Eau Claire, and so we go up there sometimes to visit. In fact, we had Thanksgiving there this last Thanksgiving. We rented an Airbnb up by Eau Claire. Let's see. So I'm gonna plant some winter wheat here, but we didn't get all of the hay picked up off of this field. We've got a bunch of hay on it, so I think we're gonna start by planting the winter wheat on the other side of the farm here. We've got another field. I saw the 4020 John Deere got released. That's a nice tractor. Oh, there you go, Pete's. I've been up riding ATVs in the Gaylord area quite a bit. Yeah, I've seen the crop prices are going crazy, which is interesting. So we're going to, I think, squeeze through here. I'm trying to figure out where the field is that I want to seed. I think it's that big field area we can see on the other hill there. So still learning my way around the farm. Tech, he was, well, we moved all over the place. We did 2 different tours in Germany with different units. We were in, the first time around in the greater Frankfurt area. The second time around, we were stationed in Kitzingen. And then we were in Oklahoma, upstate New York, Texas. So I've been around a little bit. Potato. This map is Westby, Wisconsin 4X. Yeah, Pete, there's a lot of Michigan people in the community, but also there's a lot of Michigan modders. I was surprised. It feels like half the modding community is from Michigan. Not in reality, but I know probably 8 or 9 modders in the Michigan area. So let's get this thing going and see how it's gonna work out. There we go. I guess I should gear down a bit. I'm in 4th range trying to seed here. I'm kind of curious if this grass is part of the field. It is not. Good to deal. So we're gonna go ahead and just hug the grass here a little bit. So off to the races. Anyone else having issues with course play on Westby? So course play works great on the fields that are big enough for it, I'll say, but a lot of the fields are multiple strips in different sections, and so course play has a hard time with that when the fields aren't very connected and there's space between them. And so I've used it on a number of fields successfully, but there are definitely fields that course play is not working well for. So Lauren, yes, it did release last week. So it's been out for a bit. If you haven't started on it yet, there is an update coming, and the update is most likely going to require a new save. But it does fix a number of issues, so it's one of those, if you can hold off a few days, I'm hoping that the update's coming soon. It sounds like MB Farms has been working on quite a few different bug fixes, enhancements, etc. to the map, so I would personally recommend waiting, and depending on what farm you're trying to use as well. If you want to do the big dairy farm like we're doing here on the multiplayer server, that's going to be a little bit tougher because a lot of broken things on this farm. The rest of the farms seem to work pretty good. This wheat isn't going to take too long to knock out. We'll jump over and do some GPS once we get it going here. I figured I'd do 2 headland passes and then jump into the up-down rows. Oh my goodness. We're trying hard not to cough all over the place. Yeah, Toby, the flashes in the field probably not helping with all these deer. Hop in cab. It feels like the camera's just a little too far forward in cab in this one. I'd almost like it to sit back just a smidge. But yeah, for most fields, I'd say GPS is optional or not hardly even required because the fields are so curvy. Luckily, though, we've got one of the few farms on this map that has some pretty decent-sized fields, so you can get away with having a GPS track. In fact, this might be the good line to get our GPS set up on, because I'm seeing that we've got a straight line with the multi-terrain angle here, so I always like to try and grab it when I can. There we go. We'll use this to kind of square out our wiggly side. I have not gotten a chance to use the New Holland or the versatile tractor mods that have been released. Definitely looking forward to trying some different things out on this map. We have a Kloss tractor for our other small tractor that we're using right now, and so with it being multiplayer, I'm hoping once we get our income started here with the cows, we'll have plenty of money and be able to just kind of buy a new piece of equipment every live stream. Is my goal, is to just have 1 or 2 new things in a live stream to show off and drive around for sure. Take a second headland pass off here, and then maybe just start heading right back down that long row. Maybe I'll even do 3 on this end to stay out of the trees. We're going to overlap a little bit and clean up the scraggly bits here. We've got the steering wheels working pretty good too. I do like it compared to FS19. I feel like the steering wheel works so much better in multiplayer than it used to. We are pulling hard up this hill. We're gonna shift down into first range here for a second. Get going on our GPS track here. Should be able to shift back up into second range. Much appreciated there, Argsy. The likes always help out. Betsy, the sheds on the map are not appearing. If your sheds are not appearing, you need to download the building zip file that comes alongside the map. It is a separate download from the map. And then after you download that file, you need to unzip it and take all of the zip files that are inside of there, all of the individual buildings, and place them into your mod directory. At that point, the building should appear correctly. Brother Dave, do you need a special auger to put grain in the bins on this map? You do not. You just need to line it up with the top section of the bin and then open the bin door. So the bins have the ability to have the top opened and closed. There's a trigger on the front of the bin by the ladder / the bin door. In fact, we'll jump over to somebody's farm. Our farm. We have bins on our farm. We'll jump over there and I'll show you what I'm talking about here real quick. So if we come onto the map, I found out I've got bins way down here in the bottom. Oh, I can't tab to my bins. All right, we'll tab up here to somebody else's farm. Oh my goodness, Sutley with the $4 super chat there. Appreciate you, sir. So you can see here, Tom's got it all set up to put crops into the bin here. And if you look at this bin, I'm going to see if there's a way. I'm going to get up on the hill here, you can see. And so if you look at the top of the bins, there's a cover on top of them right now. And if we come down here, I think it's these bins. I'm not in his farm. Let's jump into his farm again here and hopefully not forget to leave. We don't want to spend his money. He's been a good guinea pig being right next to our farm here. But if you walk up to this ladder here, you're going to see the open gate trigger. And so if I open the gate and then we come up here and look, you can see how the bin door slid to the side here. And now when you hook up this auger, you'll be able to dump into this bin. Now, depending on what auger you're using, if it's something like the Westfield here, you're going to need to hook a tractor up to the side and make sure to pipe out on the auger in order for it to actually start dumping stuff. So that's kind of the trick there, if you will, to using the bins on this map. Tech, you're loving the giant fields on Deer Creek. I was enjoying Deer Creek quite a bit. It was a very cool map, but it was proving to be a little bit hard to make videos on just because the fields were so large, and I was having a few problems. Oh, there's a good reminder. I need to jump back into my farm before I do something silly. There we go. I'm sure I've already had to reimburse players on 2 different farms because I deleted a mod they'd all bought because I wasn't paying attention. And that forced me to have to go in and give some people some money when I updated the server, so. Betsy, the mod directory is where you put your mods. So wherever you put the map, that's where your mod directory is. So you need to also put the other map files there, the sheds and such, the bins, etc. By default, on Windows, it's in your My Documents folder. There's an My Games FS22 mods folder. And yeah, it's a little picky, Brother Dave. You just want to make sure that your auger is actually set up right. That's what I find more often than not is I have forgotten to turn the tractor on that the auger's connected to is the big one. Tractors do need to be on in order for the attached auger to unload if you're using something like the Westfield. If you're using the in-game one, you have to get into it and turn the engine on in it. It is actually a motorized vehicle, and so you have to run the engine to unload, I believe. It's been a while since I used the in-game auger. Farmer John, has anyone played on this map without the mods? I can't imagine you're going to have a very good experience playing without the mods because there's a lot of game mechanics and stuff that have been built into the barns. So without them, you're probably just going to be doing arable farming, I think. Oh, goodness. Miles, not currently looking for any additional moderators. I've got quite a few at the moment, but whenever I do, I usually just reach out to active people in the community. Every member of the moderator team is somebody that I've approached at this point, just based on their activity within the community. Speaking of the community, if we can get out of the bushes here, We do have a very active Discord server if people are looking for a place to hang out on Discord. We've got, I don't know, 2,700 people or something like that in our Discord server now, which is a lot of fun. A lot of people getting help on mods and different things as you're playing FS22. A lot of people posting mods and doing different things there. So great place to hang out, get help, etc. And then, as we mentioned earlier in the stream, this is a multiplayer server. I get all my multiplayer servers hosted through Gportal. I am a Gportal partner, so if you're ever looking to host your own multiplayer servers, I have a link in the description of all of my videos to get 5% off using Gportal. And then if you use my link, it helps the channel out. I get a couple of dollars every time someone uses my link to get Gportal server subscriptions. So every little bit helps. And yeah, you do need a blower for the staves, Max Power. The blower is something that I want to say JMF Modding released alongside the barns that are getting used. So if you check out JMF Modding on his itch.io page, he has released those blowers. John Deere for life, good to see you, man. Hopefully you're doing well. My apologies, so much coughing this evening. Farm Sim Jim, good to see you, sir. Hope you're well. Hope you're well. I realized a few minutes before the stream, I'm not going to break my rules. We don't talk about politics here in the channel. This is my escape from the real world. But I did notice I'm streaming at the same time as the State of the Union address, so we'll have to catch up on that later. We're going to catch this last section up here, and then I've got just the one pass that I missed back behind me. Yeah, I did notice that there's a lot of oats. I know in some of these areas oats aren't uncommon, but I would have expected to see more wheat around the map. Unfortunately, my fields actually, I think it's randomized to a bit, because all my fields were empty on the multiplayer server. I didn't have any crops in any of my fields, but on the single player play, when I took the screenshot for today, I started a new map, and both of these fields had something in them. I think they had sorghum, so we'll just have to be sour about the fact that we didn't start with any crops in our fields. Doing as well as can be expected. Mom's in the hospice. Oh, that's unfortunate. I went through the entire cancer hospice thing with my grandfather when I was younger, and definitely no fun. Watch Jeff Dunham instead, you'll learn more. I haven't decided what we're going to get for a harvester. We may actually just try to get some of the folks on the server that have bought harvesters to come on over and help with harvest when the time comes. One of the joys of playing on the multiplayer server is you don't have to buy every piece of equipment yourself. I am going to rely a little bit on the kindness of the other farms in the area to come and bail me out, especially since we're unable to make money on our farm right now. It's a politician, just tell us supplies and we'll be caught up. Why can't you buy seed or solid fertilizer on the map? I don't know. We're unable to directly fill into this particular planter on the map, but I know some of the other, there are other trailers and stuff you can use the bulk buy on the northwest side of the map. I think I missed a section here, so I was just going to run to the end, but it's going to bother me knowing that we've got this little tiny section here. Yeah, a John Deere 9600 would be a perfect combine on here. I don't have anything like that at the moment. We've got the older Case combine on here, I know. And then I've got the really old John Deere side hill that I'm using in my single-player Let's Play. We've got that in here somewhere as well, so we'll get this all folded up and drive on up there. Tucker, this was released by Dennis Farms. If you check out his website, I think it's Tyson Diniz, D-I-N-I-Z. You're able to download his mods there. He's got this seeder, he's got a whole bunch of different mods that he's converted over from FS19. In fact, we can pop out. He's one of the guys that I've gotten quite a few mods from over the over time here. Let me grab the link because nobody else can post links. I think that's the link to his webpage. If you want to have a look. And we're gonna chug this thing up the hill here in second range. We're definitely pulling. I'd like to get some of this wheat moved out of our pickup trailers so that we can plant our other field with wheat. I said wheat. I want to get the hay out of our trailers and pick up the rest of our grass here, I think. We've also got a few people out farming here. We could probably go run a grain cart for somebody if they needed some help. Oh, goodness. I always forget once we get up in the yard, I can pop this thing up into a higher range and get trucking. And apparently this is where the manure pile is for my barn, so we'll be scooping manure up from over there. I guess the workers are cleaning out the stalls, but it's up to us to move the manure from there. If we look at our animals here, you can see they've ate up all the food I put in there now, but we never gained any milk on either of these. It looks like these are actually still eating the hay that we had loaded up, so. Yeah, I think, though, Toby, whoever set this mod up did it inverted, so this is Sid Modding's tractor here. The gears are definitely where they have the A, B, C, D, E, and the range indicator is up above. And so while I know John Deere uses those for ranges, they've been hooked up the other way around here on this particular tractor mod. So I'm just used to, you know, from a farm sim mechanic, I'm changing ranges and gears, and when I change ranges, it's that smaller number up there. So one of those things to point out to Sid at some point if I ever get a hold of him again. We did buy a pressure washer finally, so I know several people that were bugged by how dirty my equipment was going into the sheds. So let's go ahead and stick this thing into this shed we've got over here, I think. This is a nice pull-through cold storage shed. Should be plenty wide to squeeze in here. Give the wall a little bit of a love tap with the dual there. There we are. Now, I'm curious if I can unload my hay into a barn that doesn't have any cows in it yet. I do want to experiment and see if the only shed we've got issues with are those big long barns down there. If we put the hay into this one to our right, I wonder if the cows are working in that barn. We're gonna find out, folks, because if I could just move my cows from one of these barns to the other, oh, that might work out pretty good for us. We'll start out though by just loading up the hay into the barn. I think I can put the hay in there regardless of having any animals. We'll see. Pack a punch, how you doing? Almost hit that wall, but not quite. So it does look like it's going to accept hay. Let's see how this goes. I don't think it's going to take it all. Oh, and of course I won't be able to see. Alright, I don't want to... Well, I probably already put too much in here. So let's see here. I want to get some cows in here. I don't want to... I don't have a trailer to move them, and I don't want to spend a bunch of money on a trailer I can't afford. See if I can find the spot to purchase cows here. It's probably on the other end. Let's drive on to the other end here. What was your opinion on if there was an L2 gleaner mod? I haven't used a lot of gleaner equipment. I used a gleaner in my Clark Farms Let's Play back in FS19, but other than that, I don't tend to use them a lot. All right, I'm gonna get 5 whole cows here. I don't have any money. Oh, I do have money. We're gonna get 5 whole cows here and see what happens. We'll just continue to do some testing, spend all of our money. Now, I think in order for cows to produce, they need straw. And the reason that I can't get cows to produce any milk on the other barns here is because I can't put straw into them. And so we're going to go ahead and get some straw in here. And grab this. So I put some straw into the feed mixer here just to be able to spread it. We grabbed the straw from the store. I just tossed some bales in here to make my life easy. Nope, we've got Tom over here checking things out. And so we're definitely trying to get reproduction. We're trying to get milk, so I'd love to get these guys working. I'm not sure how this barn is going to work compared to the other ones, but I'm not seeing... Oh, I've got the chute on the wrong side. All right, we're just going to run this down to the other end. Flip back around rather than having to back up. There we go. We'll even turn it on just out of idle curiosity. So I'm not getting I to unload. Straw is not accepted in this area. So this has got the same issue as the other barns on this farm. So none of the barns on this farm seem to work. I don't know what's going on with that from a straw perspective. So I've made MB Farms aware of it. He's taken a look. And if I look real quick here at the animal thing, so I filled this up with our 24,000 liters, not a lot. And so I'm going to back this right back in here. Yeah, Tom, I could definitely dump the hay into these barns. I just don't have anything to pick it back up with yet. I was hoping not to have to spend money on something like that, but at some point we're going to need a method for picking up all of our silage, so I suppose we can just dump it into these. I mean, this is kind of what they're made for. The problem is when you dump the hay, it just uses up so much space. I mean, this is half a trailer right here, and it nearly fills this space out, so. That'll be at least good enough, though, I suppose, for us to go and get what's on the field picked up here. We've got a little bit of it on the edges here of our field that I want to grab. We'll probably pick up this line because it goes across the field. I'll be a little bit pickier. We're only going to pick up what we need to. We'll leave the rest of this hay on the field. We do have a manure pile. It's kind of out in between the barns. I don't know if all the barns go to the same manure pile or what, since we've only fed one group of our cows so far. Tyler, we're not moving farms. We've got 8 other farms on the multiplayer server here, so we're getting pretty full up at this point. But it's okay. I expect an update from MB Farms soon. We'll be able to get things up and running a little bit better when the update comes out and solves some of these issues. We're just going to get a few more of these scraggly bits here. Do a hairpin turn on this. Whee! Go, go, go. This little tractor doesn't necessarily handle the hills so well, but it does turn nice and tight when you need it to. It's definitely a fun little tractor to drive. There we go. We're almost there. Now, I don't know is how well the seeder is going to handle some of these hills. So that's going to be fun. Tom, are you looking for hay? Because I can't actually use hay right now. So if you need some hay for your cows, I can drop it off right in your cow barn. We can take a load over right now. Sweet. We will we'll deliver a load of hay as soon as I'm done picking up the scraggly bits here on the edge of this field. Because we've got way more grass than we know what to do with right now, and there's no sense hoarding a bunch of hay while we wait for the map to get patched. Oh no, Tech, I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully your wife is all right. Visits to the hospital are never fun. Tyler, I have been sick, yes. We're pushing the meds to try and get through the stream tonight, unfortunately. So we're under the weather quite a bit. Honestly, the last several months, I've been off and on. I've been sick since about October. So it's the main reason why my YouTube videos have tapered off a lot over the last several months is I've been pretty much nonstop sick since October. So we're pushing, we're trying to get through it, but not a lot of luck yet. I've done multiple rounds of antibiotics in that time to kill off various infections. So one of these days, hopefully, I'll be nice and healthy. The Mac Pinnacle or the Mac 6x4? Allergic to FS22. It's funny, it kind of feels that way, as like I had all these big plans to do tons and tons of videos and streams right when it came out, and then I spent most of that time extremely sick. Let me take a look here. I can't remember. I like the older style here, so the 6x4 Superliner is the one that I prefer. Gosh, I've got this tickle in my throat, and I can't get rid of it. Well, that's, sorry to hear that, Tech. That's, definitely disturbing. Tyler, can you use Windows 11 for FS22? I assume so. I haven't heard otherwise. I have not personally upgraded to Windows 11 just as of yet. Back when I was doing a little bit more full-time software development, I usually was on the bleeding edge of that stuff when I was working on core platform code for, you know, big systems and stuff. I always wanted to know if there were going to be any problems. Mark says he's on Windows 11 with no problems. But now that I'm using my computer for other things a lot, I'm a little bit more cautious. I'm just like, I don't have a reason to get to 11 yet. I'm going to stick around here until probably I get my next new computer. I'll upgrade then. I'm too lazy right now. Pete, you've been sick as well for months. Yep, the whole chronically ill thing is no fun. I can attest to that. Plus, it doesn't help the kids are back in school now, and, you know, I don't know. A lot of people in the community have small kids. There's always something getting brought home. All right, we are full up, so we're going to take this load over to Tom and see if we can figure out where to drop it. The little tractor that could. Got to get a running start at that hill. I've gotten stuck there with this tractor with a full wagon before. You just get going up and then you just stop and start rolling back down. Now the nice thing is Tom is right across the main road here from our farm, so we're just a hop and a skip away. Didn't take out the mailbox either. Nice. Let's see here. We're right over here on the right-hand side, I believe, so I'm going to double check the map to make sure that that is actually Tom. That is his fields. So let's go. Nice wide turn over here into the ditch. And if I'm not mistaken, I can drive this hay right in through here. Tom, I might need you to open the door here so I can get driven through. You might need to grant me contractor access actually to your farm in order to dump into your cows here. Oh no, I don't fit. And now we're stuck. I'm hoping I can back up to the door and get a fill trigger, or I might be able to go to one of the other doors. We'll see in a second here. Not so much. Let's see if the other door is gonna work. Also, it might be, I'm not sure if I have contractor access yet. We'll back up to the hay loft loader thing here. I know this thing is designed for bales, but I think what I can do is dump all my hay in here, and then he'll be able to use his feed cart to pull the hay back out and then feed his cows. So we'll dump a load in here and see how that works out for him. I don't know as if he's got a feed cart somewhere to pull it back out of that with. That might be the problem. Unless he's using his gravity wagon, but I don't think, if I can't get in there, I don't think a gravity wagon's gonna fit in his barn. He's gonna need a feed wagon of some kind. We did install the mods that came with JMF's barns for feeding, so... Oh, no cows yet. Okay, well, that's fine. Well, we can just dump right into the hayloft. That's really handy that I can put the loose stuff into the hayloft as well, so... He'll have to pick up a feed cart when he gets his cows set up on that farm. Oh, it's Dairy Deer in the chat. Good to see you, man. I saw you were playing. I was pretty sure you were off playing on the other multiplayer server, so no worries, sir. We're gonna bounce and jiggle down this hill. Go fill this wagon back up with as much hay as we can. No sense leaving any of it on the field if we don't need to. But yeah, we're bogging pretty far down here. We're 9 miles an hour up the hill, so I've had that drop down to like 6 when the cart's fuller. Yeah, it's funny is I was on the map earlier for I wanted to just jump on for a couple of minutes, and I was setting up a farm for somebody, and I started mowing the grass over here, and next thing you know, I've spent an hour mowing grass and raking it up here and everything. But this has definitely been, I think, my favorite map for FS22 so far. Lots of detail, looks and feels great. A lot of fun to farm on. All the farms and stuff have been laid out pretty well so far. I think the server just died. Well, the lights, yep, server's dead. I don't know what's going on. Oh, just a lag spike. Maybe it was a lag spike because it was saving, but I'm going to save again here real quick just to make sure. Legendary broke it. There's definitely a couple of errors popping up in the log right now, too. Everybody's leaving the server, so it's definitely a problem. Oh, we hopped out, and now everything's gone to heck. All right. Well, you know what? We're going to probably kill it and start it back up here real quick, since it's clearly in a bad spot. Let's see here. Luckily, the nice thing about where we've got our servers hosted here on G-Portal is it's super easy to come in and restart things. Your combine header clipped through the gooseneck trailer, so you sold the trailer. Oof. No, actually, this server's been really stable. We haven't had any issues with it from a getting hung up perspective. Outside of the normal issues that you see with the Giants login servers go down occasionally, and then the server's not there anymore, and you just have to restart it to get it to show up in the list. But I don't think we've crashed the server too much. Yeah, and that's the other thing is we're actually running with a number of mods that aren't quite up to my normal level of rigor when it comes to multiplayer. I'm usually pretty harsh on not running maps or mods that have hard errors. This one's got a few still lingering, and a few of the mods that we've got are also not 100%, so hopefully we get that sorted out. We've been kind of cleaning up some of the mods on the server here the last couple of days. Let's see, we're waiting for the servers almost back up now, I think. It's Still loading mods right now. We've got almost 5 gigs of mods on the server right now. Lots of different things for different folks when you've got 8 full farms on the map. And so we're always takes just a minute to get loaded up here. Toby Neal, appreciate you, sir. Welcome. We've got our gameplay sound way too loud, the music in the background. I gotta kill that one of these times. Yeah, exactly. I feel like I spend more time trying to clean up the maps and mods that we play with on the multiplayer server than actually playing on them sometimes. But, you know, it's worth it. It's a little bit of extra time spent making sure that your mods are clean. Saves you a ton of time down the road. You have been in the community for a long time, sir. So now you get your name up in lights here. You get to be one of the green guys. I'm just glad that YouTube members are green. I was, you know, given that YouTube's colors are red, I was always worried that all the members would be red, and then, you know, everybody'd be kind of put out because I am a big John Deere fan myself. Everybody's jumping right back in here. Hopefully we didn't lose too much time. Doesn't look like it. In fact, it looks like my tractor's pretty much where I left it here, so good times. Yeah, Nitro Dad, I know you're one of those map makers that doesn't rush a map, and I always appreciate that. It's I'd rather wait for quality than get something half-assed. That's for sure. So we're almost full here. I think this next pass is going to fill us up for sure. I know, Nitro Dad, you said last time you've got a map in the works. I'm curious if you're willing to say where in the world your map is going to be based. And is it a real-life or fictional location? Oh, we're missing all kinds of hay here. Stop all this hill. I'm getting pushed down the hill. Tyler, what truck do I drive? I used to have a Chevy Silverado. But unfortunately, we got rid of that when we got the second kid. Just didn't have enough room in the back seat for the car seat to sit correctly. And so I traded in the Silverado for a, what is it that we drive, a Traverse. Not a bad car, but definitely not a truck. I have not done sheep in 22 yet. We did sheep right at the end of FS, what was that, 19, to get all of our achievements, and that was kind of my big hurrah with sheep. I hadn't done a whole lot with them in 19 either, so that was probably enough sheep for a while, although sheep are easy, right? They only need grass or hay, so I can definitely see if you're just playing the game to play the game and make some money and stuff. Sheep are a lot of fun. A 4X map based on Middleborough, New York. Used real dem from Google Earth for terrain, the rest to suit your style. Can't wait, sir. Your maps are always some of the best looking maps in Farm Sim. I remember one of the maps I played, Georgetown, was just an absolute fun time for me early on in my YouTubing career. I don't know how much of this we're going to get in here, but I'm going to try and fill her up to the brim. Looks like that's about full. Oh, we leaked all over. I don't know if I can take that. I'm going to swing around here and see if I can pick up some of this that's leaked out the side over here. That just looks horrible. Well, I won't be able to get all of it, but maybe this chunk that's on the corner at least. There we go. We got that part. I'm going to try and get this last bit over here. There, that's better. Alright, so this is not holding that much hay here, which is unfortunate. I guess we can put some in this next one over here. And then we'll take the rest. I don't want to do that. We're going to just keep one of these of hay. We'll go fill this up, and we'll just take the rest across the road here. Oh, that was your family's home farm growing up. Meant a lot to get that one out. That's cool. That's really cool. I keep talking about it. I'm going to make a map for Farm Sim one of these days. And I want to base it on the real-life farm that I grew up farming on. Just partly out of nostalgia, but also I think it'd make a really cool Farm Sim map because our farmyard we had split between two different towns. And so it was a lot of fun to, you know, run between the two different farm sites with equipment and hit the different fields. Were spread out all over the place in between the two farms. So yeah, we've got a few people in the Discord server, several of the moderators that dabble in mapping and stuff. So when I get to that point, we're gonna have all kinds of people, I think, that are willing to help and at least just share knowledge. Like, I've never done any of the map making stuff before. And I know MRG's helped me out a lot with some of the edits and stuff that I've done over the years, you know, and helped me understand how maps work, you know, and different modders, you know, have helped out a lot, you know, and I appreciate the offer of assistance there, Nitro Dad. You know, I'll definitely take you up on that when I decide to make the leap and try that out. I know we've just done a ton of different discussions with different modders about it. I know CCS has helped me out a lot as well, so we'll get there. Before we're done with FS22, one of my goals with Farm Sim is to make my first map on FS22, so we'll see. Yeah, MRG has the good scripts for sure. Would make a great server map. It actually is a small file size, surprisingly. Something I've noticed with FS22 maps is the file sizes are smaller. Yeah, I think there's a lot of optimizations that have happened, both by Giants and by modders together, to get map sizes to be a little bit better now. I know there's a lot more you can do, like on this map specifically. They put all the barns as placeables, and so you're only you're not putting all of those barns in the map to be used. You're loading them as separate mods. So, you know, it's I don't want to say cheating, but it's a great way to keep the map's file size down by just requiring other mods to be loaded with your map. But yeah, Toby, like, before I start spending tons of time on making maps and stuff, I need to get to a point where I can put enough content out to, you know, get on a normal schedule again, and then I can worry about doing all these extra things that I want to do. So we're definitely, it's, you know, work, family, and then content. And then after that, I'll find time to learn how to mod. This trailer has the rear wheels that turn, or I guess the rear and the front wheels both pivot, and it always throws me off, and then I spend half my time trying to get adjusted here. Yeah, I've never seen any of your maps hit 60. No, no offense, Nitro Jed. I love the trees, I love the scenery, but hitting 60 FPS on maps with just a ton of stuff on them, Giants made so many optimizations to how things get rendered. All right, we're going to cut through the barn. This is definitely the quickest way to get through the farm. Well, the struggle there, Tech, is my doctor's saying that we still had a huge levels of COVID up until extremely recently. So most of my appointments have been virtual, which is not very well suited for getting good care. So now that things have settled down a bit, at least in our area, I'm hoping to be able to get back in. And I've got a consult for a surgery coming up here in a few weeks as well. So things have just been crazy busy. I've got more health problems than I could count throughout my life. So take my constant illness for just one of the many things wrong with me. I'm 40 going on 100, it feels like some days. We're almost done with all this hay. There's so much hay. I did most of this work off camera since the last live stream. I mowed it all, tedded it all, and then raked it all up. Yeah, Toby, it was funny as the first time I did the one of the virtual calls with him, I pop on with my microphone and my camera and all this stuff, and my doctor looks up and he's just like, "You have got quite the setup. Like, what kind of phone do you have that I can see you so well?" You know, but then he's like, "And is that a microphone? Like, what do you do for a living?" And so it was an interesting conversation. We sat there and talked for, probably 10, 15 minutes about just YouTube and stuff. But yeah, he had me like cough over into the mic and stuff. And, he's got his little Apple earbuds in, trying to listen to my cough through the microphone. It was hilarious. So. But yeah, I feel for you there, Tech, because I had my hernia surgery a little while ago, and, it was an outpatient surgery, but they had to put me under, but my wife wasn't allowed to come and be with me either. Like, she got to drop me off, and then she had to wait outside the hospital until they called her and said that the procedure was done and she could come up and get me when I woke up in the recovery room. But all the time in between, she had to actually physically leave the hospital, which is crazy. But yeah, Nitro Dad, I'm like leaning over, coughing into the mic for the doctor. I'm just like, I'm just gonna die. Like the if healthcare is down to, the quality of my mic, which I've got a really good mic, but this is not healthcare. All right. We've been driving all over the place. It looks like it feels like there's more tire track memory in FS22 than there was in FS19. Because I drove all the way over to the other farm here, and there's at least 2 rounds of tire tracks here. I'm going to just hop right up on this road here. We're going to take one more load over here to Tom's farm. We've got nothing better to do with our hay right now. I feel like I'm squinting a lot right now with the lights. I think I need to move my lights just a bit so I'm not looking as straight into one of them here. What's the best FS22 large tractor? Well, personally, I've got a soft spot for the 8RX. That's my favorite larger sized tractor. If you're looking for like a big 4-wheel drive tractor, I'd have to say the 9RX. Oh no. We lost our momentum. Now we're just slipping. You can do it, little tractor. Ooh, AI tire tracks. I like the sound of that. It's always bugged me that the AI doesn't leave all the same things that some of the others things do, so I might have to find that and download it for my single player games at least. We've managed to actually stay up on the water, so for once, we're almost 2 hours into the stream and my voice hasn't given out, so that's good. AI tire track, or AI tracks is on Mod Hub, nice. Oh, we've got Tom is either hooking up to the auger to put something in or getting rid of it. Is there a way to get around? Nope, I can't get around on this side. We're just joyriding around Tom's farm here. See if I can get around this tedder without knocking it over. Oh no, no. We're stressing him out. He's trying to unload these soybeans into the bin. Let's watch. Let's see if he's getting them in there. Not so much. I'm not sure. I can't see. I wish I could see the fill level of bins even when I don't own them. He's still adjusting. So that's one way to do it. I won't lie, I'm usually a little bit lazy. Once I get it close enough, I'll hook the tractor up to it, and then I'll just come over here and use lumberjack and pull the tires to get it aligned perfectly. So that's the cheating way to play with these augers, because the augers are pretty finicky. The size on the top of the bin is actually pretty small. I think that's one thing for me is, you know, when modders are making these, to realize that sometimes the hitboxes and the way things line up in Farm Sim is kind of a pain in the butt to use. And so just put a little bit bigger of a trigger up there. Yeah, tire tracks from Courseplay would be amazing. I'm definitely going to have to check this mod out. I feel so far behind the times for FS22. Like, with 19, I was staying on top of all the new releases and everything. With FS22, I haven't kept up on all the mods. There's so many mods getting released all over the place. Facebook, you know, various social media places, as well as just the mod hub. Like, it's insane how many mods are coming out on the mod hub every day. And the testing list is like 4 weeks long or something like that. Whoa, whoa, we're losing control of the tractor. Maybe we need to slow down a little bit on the side of these hills. My goodness. The Big Bud is your absolute favorite for big tractors. I've not gotten there. Is that even out on FS22 yet? But the FS19 versions were definitely cool. I never really got around to using the Big Bud that much. I think I used it, was that 17 that they had the Big Bud DLC? I'm pretty sure that was FS17, and I used them a ton when that came out. But they were so big they didn't fit on any of the maps, and that was back when I was still playing on just the base game map because I didn't know that there were maps that you could download. Westby has practically ground my modding to a halt. Too much fun playing it. Yeah. Snake, the Westfield auger is from... starts with an S. Scooter's Workbench on Facebook, I believe. I want to say Scooter's Workbench. Derry Deer will correct me because he always keeps me honest with modders. We've got a lot of hay left here. We're getting there. The bin is full. You've filled a bin up? You've got 300,000 liters of a crop in there? That's cool. I mean, that realistic as well. It just seems like that's a lot of beans. Yeah, I love how the steering wheel, I've got the steering wheel on and it jiggles a little bit when you bounce over the hay mound here. Just fun things like that. It's like I've been playing FS22 for months now, and it's still, every time it happens, I'm just like, oh, this is so good. You're just spot filling up? It's just spot filling up? I don't know what that means. Oh, we're at 100%. Not even worth it to spin around there. Oh, it stopped filling up. Derry does keep me on my toes with the mods. Well, and we've got a number of mods that he's released on his Skywalker Farms modding page. It's we had a couple of the mowers on here when we did the last live stream. I've since sold them because I needed the money, and we just bought a standard mower for this tractor. It was a little bit wider anyway, and we've got a really awesome New Holland forage harvester that he converted from 19 that I'm using in my single player Let's Play as well, but I know a few people have already bought that on this server as well. 1.5 million liters of silage done in the bunkers, and just realized you didn't put the milling machine mod in. Hey, it's Ryan Lunt. How you doing, sir? Always good to see ya. Hopefully well. Hopefully you guys got some of that slightly nicer weather that we've had down here. Looks like Tom is duplicating himself. Cloning is always fun. We've got one Tom over here taking a nap in the truck while the other Tom gets all the work done. That's how I'd do it. So I'm going to dump this out, I think, and then we're going to shift back over into Tom's farm and see if we can help him out with the auger here, because I know people have been having problems, but I've not had any problems with getting the augers working on my single-player playthrough. So let me hop out of this and switch to his farm. Oh, wrong window. It drives me nuts that there's two different farm menus. Like, just make it one farm, or one menu, please. We don't need to. Mid 60s to low 80s. That's definitely warmer than what we've had. All right, so we've got 27,000 liters of sorghum in this bin. And this looks to me like soybeans. So you're not going to be able to put soybeans in there because it's got sorghum in there. You've got 56,000 liters of sorghum in this bin. So what you need to do is unload the sorghum from one of these bins and put it in the other one. So you can put beans in the other. These bins are set up to only allow one crop type at a time. And he's got soybeans in here too. Do you own a unloading auger? Dun, dun, dun. I thought I saw one around here. Maybe not. $14,000 in new vehicles. I'm guessing he just bought one. So we'll I'll head this back up to my farm, and then once he gets one of these bins emptied out, we'll come over and look at how to load up the bins. I know a lot of people have been asking about that. Yeah, I know. Oh, we crashed again. Oh, my goodness. I know a few people have mentioned in Iowa it's like 60 degrees or something there. Like, that's crazy for this time of year in the Midwest here. So 71 there, Toby. That's that's nice weather. That's, for me, that's sandals and shorts weather. Oh, Tom with his nice diesel sounding truck behind me. Brody, getting the stuff out of the stave silos, you have to unload from the other side of them. So depending on what farm you're on, it's probably going to be in one of two places. But there's a Well, let's just jump over there. If you're on this farm here, you're going to unload from the hayloft up here, and then I think you unload from the staves right back in this area right in here, I believe. So you're going to need the feed cart that you have to download the feed cart from JMF Modding's page to be able to get in here, because it's the only thing narrow enough to go down these lines, and that's where you're going to be able to get the stuff out of those staves. And then if we jump up here to Legendary's farm, you'll see the other style, which is the staves are out here. And in here, you have the unload areas for these two staves is right behind them here, there, and there. And then this unload area is where you'll get the bales out from loading the bales up into the hayloft. And not bales, but the loose straw or hay. So I think what we're going to do, because I don't actually need to get the rest of this hay right this minute, is I'm going to run this off and just park it here so we remember to wash it at some point. And the whole point of doing all that was so we could finish getting our winter wheat in. And so I'm going to do that right quick here. We're at 2 hours. Usually I would end the stream around now, but we're going to keep going for just a smidge longer here and get this last field seeded with some winter wheat. Oh, I didn't even hit the doors. It's almost boring. I always hit something when I'm getting equipment out of the shed. Had to open the shop door today and enjoy the fresh air. Yeah, exactly. Actually took your coat off. It's supposed to be cold and snowing again on Friday. Yeah, my old man joints don't like the wild temperature swings we've been seeing. So this field is just absolutely crazy. Oh, this field's actually quite a bit bigger than I thought it was, too. So we're going to... Oops, we're not actually seeding anything. 1 second. Back it up, back it up. There we go. Put it in forward. Actually lower the seeder. And I see the straight line I'm going to want to take after I take a headland pass, but we're going to go around once on the outside. Hey, I get to say old man now that I'm over 40, don't I? Yeah, I have to say the other fun part about playing on the multiplayer server, like tonight's stream, we haven't necessarily done a lot of joint jobs, but there's always people on, willing and able to help out. There's a lot of sharing of equipment that goes on to help people out in case you don't have enough money to buy everything out of the gate, so that's been a lot of fun. Cody, I'm not sure, we haven't gotten to that point here. I've not played on the new version of the map enough, so high moisture corn got added to the map after we did our the major testing cycle that I did with MB Farms earlier, and so I haven't gotten to that point in one of my saves to play with the high moisture corn, but I assume it's just going to the way that it works is kind of similar to how some of that stuff worked on the Autumn Oaks map with Dennis Farms. It's all uphill from now on, just to let you know. Yeah, exactly. The seeder is not on console, to the best of my knowledge. This was released on Tyson Dennis's website. And from what I know is there's no plan to release it on console or on the in-game mod hub even, so that would make it a PC only mod for the time being at least. Have a good night, Farmer Kid. But yeah, these contours like this, you know, especially with the grass divides in the middle of each section, make this impossible to really use courseplay with. I mean, I could probably record my own courseplay boundary around this section, but that's going to take it's just a lot of work to do that for every field. And especially on multiplayer here, I'm kind of enjoying doing the farm work myself for a change. So this map has been good for just kind of sitting back and relaxing and actually driving the tractor for a change, rather than automating every job that I do to try and do as much as possible in as short a period of time. It's always a struggle to find a balance between, I think people want to see progression, they want to see the farm grow, buy more fields, buy more equipment, but at the same time, you know, I think people like to just see the farming, see the different areas of the map, see different equipment getting used. So we're trying to get a nice shot looking back into the sunset, and we're getting way off course here. After all these years, sunrise, I suppose I should say. But after all these years, I've not gotten used to driving my farm sim vehicles from other angles. So, Tech, are you playing on a console then? Here we go. We've got our first time around. I think what I'm going to do is take a headland pass on this end, and then I'll try and find a good straight and narrow way to go. Technically, I've got this huge grass area. I don't really need to take another headland pass off, but whatever. Oh, you're on PC, Tech. Okay. Combine got hung up on a fence. So, CS Feedlots, if you use the Alt key, hold that down, you can get super strength for a limited amount of time. It comes in quite handy on the multiplayer server, especially when you run into a bit of lag and then things get hung up on fences and stuff. So I'm going to come up here and then try and get on this other angle, I think, as we come around the bend here and take it all the way down to the other end. Have a good one, Dairy Deer. Appreciate you stopping by and helping out with the moderation for a little while. Alright, let's see if we can get a GPS line something like this. We're missing a spot here. Oh, it's driving me nuts. Nope, it's going to be at a slight angle to line up with the field lines. Well, we'll have plenty of gap here to come back and fill that out. Baby bales on the South American map on console. I haven't seen the maps. What's the name of the South American map? I'm curious. LTH Gaming, good to see you, man. It's been a long time. I hope you're doing well. We're putzing here on Westby, doing a little bit of winter wheat seeding here again. We started the stream with this. We're gonna apparently end the stream where we started with a little bit of drilling the wheat here. I'm really hoping I can finish this field without running out of seed at least. Fertilizer is a bit of a problem though. Alright, that's a legitimate crashed into the tree here. Now, I always forget what the key is to go backwards. There we go. My goodness. Let's try this again. We're getting just a little bit of lag here from time to time, so try and change one setting here. There we go. off to the races with the drill. We'll clean up these scraggly bits because it's going to drive me nuts if I forget them later. I'm doing it while I'm thinking about it. It's definitely been, yeah, it's been a couple of years here, so glad to hear you're coming along there. Glad to hear you're well, sir. Hoping Bucks County Console comes back for FS22. That was one of those maps that I think I putzed around for maybe a couple episodes. I played with it. Didn't end up running a series on it, but it was a great looking map. We've got just a little bit of a line over here too, where I'm sure we're wasting so much fertilizer. I see the fertilizer just ticking down. I think the seed is only getting used in the parts of the field that weren't previously drilled. But that is what it is. See if I can find the GPS track over here. I was waiting for the +3, but apparently it is the +2 line. Oh, I skipped one, that's why. Cool. You also have a Yeti bottle on your desk for water and ice. Yeah, this is, I think it's a Super Sparrow. But I have come to realize that water is the most important part of doing YouTube and streaming. No Man's Land is on its way to console right now. That's cool. That's a cool map. That's another map I never ran a series on. I felt like every other YouTuber in existence at the time it came out originally was running a series on that map, so I just was like, I'll do something different. But it's a cool looking map. I like the idea of being able to do whatever you want, so. Oh, nice, Toby. March 11th. That's right around the corner. We do have a number of people playing regularly here on the multiplayer server. You can see, you know, all the different farms here. If I zoom out, you can see it's just all the different colors. I love seeing that many farms on a map. And I feel like no matter what time I've logged in the past 48 hours, somebody has been on playing on this server. So that's been a lot of cool times. And yeah, I never used to drink that much water, or enough water, I'll say, until I started doing YouTube. And now I'm with you, LTH. I've been at right around 6 months, right since before the holidays, just before Thanksgiving. I gave up caffeine, or right after Thanksgiving I really managed to do it, but I gave up caffeine, pop, you know, etc. And so I've only drank water since Thanksgiving, and it makes me feel so much better. Yeah, this map, now I got I was lucky enough to have early access, right? So I got to do a few streams and put a few videos out before anybody else had the map, but this map is all over YouTube, and I think that's just a testament to how good the map is. I mean, yeah, it's got some issues, but this is a really good map, so I'm glad to see so many people enjoying it. I know MB Farms is definitely happy with how much people are enjoying the map. I think he's also been overwhelmed by how many messages he's got regarding different issues. People asking for help, people having trouble setting things up. So I will remind everybody to just be patient. It's hard for one person to respond to. At this point, I think he's closing in on, you know, more. I think he had 7,000 downloads last time I looked, and I'm sure he's got more now. So that's a lot of people. I've never actually done much with lambing. When I lived in southern Minnesota, one of my buddies, his parents had, I forget, not that many sheep, ewes, whatever you want to call them, but there were They had maybe 20 total. And so I had a little bit of experience with it, but not a lot. A little bit more on the butcher and, well, the butchering side of things. So we always had a lot of good meats in our freezer. We knew people with sheep, cows, chicken, hogs. So I had lots of fun times growing up, learning a little bit about a lot of things. Well, we're on our last pass on the long stretch here, I believe now. So just trying to make sure I didn't miss any way back on the corner there. And if I can avoid missing that little bit here, we're good to go here. And we'll just jump all the way back up and hit this last little section. Yeah, Toby, that's the kind of one of the requirements on the multiplayer server is that people need to get along and play nice. And if you can't handle that, I'm just as happy to kick you out of the multiplayer aspect and kill your membership off. That's not important enough to me that ruining the community is gonna fly. So we've got a really good group of members, and we've had a blast on the multiplayer servers over the last year plus since I've been running them. Since we're already on to our second full year of dedicated server subscriptions, I renewed here recently. So yeah, we've been running multiplayer servers for channel members for well over a year now. Crazy times. We've got some characters. I wouldn't call them knuckleheads, though. A lot of cool personalities. Bruce, you've just gotten from Texas to Kansas to start your new place of work. Nice. Now, I'm almost hesitant to ask, but is moving from Texas to Kansas an upgrade or a downgrade from a location perspective? I mean, I know there's probably a new job thing in there that's an upgrade, obviously, but what do you think of the States? Had to give away your meats when you moved? Nice. That's unfortunate. Nagi just passed a year membership. He's got the fancy magenta for his supporter logo there. Time will tell, Bruce. Exactly. I've not lived in Kansas before. I have lived in Texas for a little while. I feel like I could have gone at the angle here and gotten this done a little bit faster a while ago when I started this section, but now I've been doing the short rows for so long that it's just as fast to finish doing it this way. We'll have to, maybe I'll keep going and we'll pick up that last little bit of hay back here. It's really bugging me that we've got like 3 strips over there. Fuel costs seem pretty accurate to real life. They're through the roof. Yeah, and fuel gets used up so much faster than it used to. I logged onto the multiplayer server earlier in the day, and somebody had been nice enough to help me finish up some of the work I was working on, but they left the tractor running, and so I jumped over and it was like, oh my gosh, the tractor's been running for how long now? It's at like 10% fuel. I don't have the money for this. Speaking of which, am I in my own farm? We are not. There we go. Now we're in our own farm. Luckily, I wasn't using a worker or anything, using up all Tom's money. Yeah, you can tell the real channel members because they they know I usually end the stream by 11. Bowhunter's been around for a while, so we're gonna finish this up, and I think we'll finish the hay up. I'm gonna go for just a little bit longer tonight. I want to get some of these jobs done. The downside of trying to run a, you know, I'll call this a streaming Let's Play, is that because it's a multiplayer server, like if I don't get my jobs done, the server's going to keep moving on. We don't pause the server. It runs in real time. We did just upgrade to 3-day months to give people a little bit of extra time to manage things, but I got to get my jobs done or the server's going to move on without me. There we go. I think that's it. So let's turn this off and get it folded up. We did manage to do it without running out of liquid fertilizer. 20 liters of liquid fertilizer at the 0% line. I love it. Oh, Toby, yeah. We don't go in for the driving through people's fields and stuff like that. You know, it's just not a fun way to play on the servers. We tend to, I think a lot of members of the community here, you know, they watch my channel because they like to play how I play, which is to be, I'll say, at least semi-realistic in how you play the game. So we've had shenanigans in the past, you know, when we were all goofing off together, but if we catch people cutting through fields and stuff, that's a quick way to get booted off of the servers. Especially because I leave crop destruction turned on, so you're gonna notice if somebody's cutting through your fields. But yeah, Nitro Dad, that's why I had to stop playing on the Farm Sim network, was it was just too much. I couldn't be on every day to keep my stuff going. Not enough time in my real life world to make sure I was keeping up with the farm. And of course I made the mistake of expanding my farm too big too early. And so it turned into a chore and I had to quit playing because I couldn't keep up. But hopefully here, and the members are helping me out. That's the good thing here is, you know, if you need help, you can get it. So well, I've been getting lots of help here, that's for sure. All right, all that equipment's cleaned up. We'll leave the seeder there for the time being. Somebody will probably need to borrow it at some point. And I'm going to get this last few rounds of hay. I really want to get this cleaned up. And yeah, I've granted contractor access to every other farm. Oh, I shouldn't cut through here. I've just seeded it. All right, we'll go around on the way back up. I've granted contractor to every farm on the map, so everybody can borrow my equipment if they need to. You can't get into crop destruction. I like it, but you don't. Yeah, so for me, I like it until the worker I'm using does something really dumb, and I have to stop the worker, and then I destroy a ton of crops because I'm trying to get my vehicle or what have you unstuck because of a unfortunate AI problem. So I'm with you there. In fact, half the time I'll turn off crop destruction and then fix all the problems and turn it back on afterwards. Goodness. Yeah, the cab bob and stuff is still one of my favorite little minor additions for FS22, the improvements that they did in here. I'd like to play in cab more often. I just, at least for videos, the jerky movement doesn't work out very well. Both it affects video compression because so much more stuff is moving in frame, but also I don't know, it's hard to see what you're doing sometimes. I need to check out that, I forget what it's called. There's a mod for driving in cab that helps with how you pivot and look behind you. Yeah, the AI workers. I feel like the AI workers actually got dumber in FS22, if I'm being honest. I've had more problems, not less. We've got 1%. It's not even worth turning around and going back for, especially because I'm driving all over my nicely drilled wheat field here. Realistic cab view, that's the one. I keep meaning to check it out. Farm Sim Jim, don't spawn a trailer on a hill, just had to chase yours halfway across the map. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they asked me to put a round baler on the map. I'm like, are you sure you want round bales on these hills? But apparently bale physics got improved somewhat in 22, so. Yeah, trying to sync your mods across the internet from Texas, that might take a minute. Switch all my tractors to John Deere. We usually run John Deere farms in most of our playthroughs, and so we're gonna have a variety of tractors on this farm. So no brand loyalty on this big dairy farm. We're gonna use whatever new mod comes out that looks good. I'm looking for a good silage blade tractor. I can't recall if I can put a silage blade on this 8960 or not, but I definitely need a good silage tractor right now for the silage pits. Yeah, I hear you, Derry, on the round bales in real life, but I feel like, at least in 19, the bale physics were so unrealistic that round bales were just a nightmare. But yeah, in real life, you still get a runaway bale from time to time. Wow, my camera goes down when the tractor goes uphill, but it doesn't come... Like, I would expect my viewpoint to kind of stay relevant to where I'm looking through the windshield, not the ground. Looks like Tom's in the middle of transferring his products here again. You're using FS Miner's dozer in the pits? That's a nice big mod. 9030, 9020 that Dennis converted supports the K9 silage blade. Is there a... I haven't seen that the K9 silage blade got re-released. I'll have to check that out. I know that was one of my favorites for the FS19 with Carl Farms. His pig Steiger with that blade, and then... that you could put it on a couple of the John Deere tractors. We're just loading the hay up here on Tom's farm. I should have probably seen if anybody else needed a delivery of hay, since I'm just giving it away. Well, I'll definitely have to get that K9 silage blade on the server here, because we're gonna be doing a lot of big silage operations once we get going here, once we get the silage bunks fixed. We've got quite a few things on the farm right now that are just on hold waiting for bug fixes here, so as soon as we get those going, hopefully before next live stream, we'll be able to really hit the ground running and start making some profits here. I'm just loading up as much materials as we can before then. Getting things prepped for when we can start making money. The wheat we'll put in our bins and hold on to it and use it for the TMR mix when we do get our cows going. We'll be able to grind that up for mineral feed, I believe it's called, to get the full productivity on the way things are configured here. And yeah, Tech, there's something about leveling silage that's very therapeutic. I like watching it like settle, you know, the mechanics that they have on the piles where it spreads out as you compact it down. It's just a really cool feeling. I like doing it a lot. Whoa, it's bumpy. Trying to drive with the steering wheel and adjust with the mouse here. You can definitely tell how steep the hills are here, though, based on the angle of my cab compared to the view on the screen. We're just destroying this wheat field that we seeded to. The Ford truck is a public mod. It was released by Northwest Mods and Edits on his Facebook page. For better or worse, you do need to join his Facebook group in order to get access to his mods, I believe. Alright, we are all done here. All of the hay has been picked up. So we're going to run this back up here. And I'm just going to hang on to the hay that's in this trailer for whatever we might need it for. We've given Tom probably 3 or 4 trailerfuls of hay at this point, so... Yeah, Nagi, it is a very, very nice truck. The mod's a little on the beefy side. It's almost 200 megabytes, but the detail is very nice. And it's error-free, which is always good. I feel like so many truck mods out there that I download have just a ton of errors in the logs and things wrong with them, and this thing just runs really, really well. So, kudos to Northwest Mods and Edits for a top-notch mod. Now, we're going to try and back this in right next to the other trailer here, which I think is also full of hay. It's currently hooked up to my actual brake pedal, which is super, super stiff on this. I usually switch my brake pedal over to the clutch in Farm Sim to make life a little bit easier. See, this is where those curved tires are just screwing me over. I can't back this thing in how I'd like because the tires rotate. I'm just not used to trailers with tires that rotate. I want that thing to go straight back, not at a funky angle. There we go. So we'll drop that right there. And put this guy over here into our shed. Toby doesn't give me a hard time for parking all of my tractors in the open-faced sheds here when we've got so much nice cold storage available to us. Yeah, shoot me a link to that. I'd be curious to check it out. Let's see. We're going to back this thing up. So this thing actually has gears, so I have to use the gas pedal to go backwards. There we go. And hey, our equipment got... Oh wait, this didn't get washed. Oh well, we better wash it. We're right there. I'd hate to put it away dirty. I know Godly Devil, he may not be watching tonight, but he'll get on and call me out for putting away dirty machinery. Brian Rutherford, sorry you missed out on the stream. Playing 19. I've played 19 a single time since 22 came out. That was my live stream with FSG and Argsy. Hopefully you were having fun at least, sir. If you're losing track of time, that's usually an indication of having a good time, though. There we go. All washed up. Now we can get this thing into the shed. You can do it. Somebody with a forage box coming down the road here. There we go. All stored up. We can go ahead and close the doors. There's Nagi in his shiny Ford truck here, looking all fancy, pulling his forage box. Good times, good times. Toby, you can toss the link to that in the help and sharing channel. I think links are enabled there for everyone. Boom. There we go, folks. We have gotten all of our wheat seeded in our 2 little strips here. We got all of the grass here picked up. We've got a little section over here that's a grass field still. We're going to hold off and do something else in that, I think, in the spring. And so we're all good to go. And yeah, next time, depending on where we're at from a season cycle, we'll have to see what jobs we're going to be doing on the farm. But this has been a fun, chill live stream. Really appreciate everybody coming and hanging out tonight, chatting it up while we get things situated here on the multiplayer. And yeah, we're going to wait and see if the update for this map comes out in the next few days, hopefully before the next live stream. That would be my hope. That way we can actually start making some money. However, I think that's going to be it for today. Kedrick, out. Or not. I don't know where the buttons are. Oh no.